Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Now, I don't know why you prefer to watch this content. A lot of reasons. If your main reason is because you like the way I rant, you're in for a treat, because today I need to rant, guys. I need to take this away from my heart. I need to let it out. If you don't, I'll leave a timestamp so you can jump to the start of the video. But we're going to rant about this little woman here. Let's first check the TikTok.
You're weird! You're weird as fuck. Like, you're so fucking weird. Why the fuck do you act like that?
Alright, so for those of you not watching, the caption says, men who get so triggered by women who choose to be child-free, unmarried, travel the world, and refuse to conform to societal pressure of what a woman is supposed to be in society. Alright. Now, first things first, under the new regime that I want to propose for the world, women are not allowed to have fun, so this needs to stop right now. But other than that, look, man, if men have this same approach, and they want to live unmarried and without any, worries in life, if they want to be social parasites that don't work and live off the money of the government in their mother's basement, playing games all day and yanking all day, if that's all they do, society is not going to like them. They're going to be a burden to their family, to their friends. Women are not going to even look in their direction, alright? So when men do this, they get ostracized, they get criticized, absolutely. But when women have the same behavior, oh, now it's a problem if men have an issue with this. And let me just say, men don't have an issue with it itself, right? Don't have an issue with you doing the F you want with your life. You can trash your life in whatever way you want it, alright? It's like men are not going out there to the junkies living under the bridge, telling them, why are you not working? What are you doing here with pot all day? Why are you not working? No, men don't do that. In the same way, men don't care about what you do with your life. The problem we have is when you come around asking where are all the good men, asking why men won't date you, asking, oh, why do men have a problem with me being a 3 or 4 and a self-absorbed narcissist? That is when we speak out, alright? Because you don't get to have both. You don't get to care only about yourself for all your effing life and then pretend that you're this gem of a woman. Because these are the people, these are the sorts of women that think that their presence is the thing that they bring to the table. Like, get out of here, man. And look, for thousands of years, humanity has prospered because we have understood that giving is sometimes, in most of the cases, better than receiving, all right? In a societal level, talking about the family, talking about friends, talking about relationships, giving is better than receiving. And nowadays, it's only the last century or so that people have started doing whatever the hell they want, and they pretend as if life is all about themselves. And the reason for the world to exist is so I can be happy. It's my God-given right. Now, look, we can only do that because we have everything at our fingertips. We have water, we have food, we have a lot of entertainment, a lot of leisure options we have, right? And you can get to do all of that. You can be child-free, you can be unmarried, you can be smashing around the whole town. You can travel the world and refuse to conform to societal pressure only because we live in this day and age. If you were to do that 100 years ago and you didn't care about anybody other than yourself, well, then other people wouldn't care about you either. And you're gonna find it's really hard to put food on the table and fix things around the house and have money to survive in the 16th century by your own, alright? So people in the past didn't get to be so self-absorbed, even if they wanted to. They just couldn't, so they were forced by the way of living to give to others, even if it's for selfish reasons. But nowadays, guys, again, because we have all those things, because we have everything accessible and easy, and people have taken it this far where they think that life is all about them. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be happy, wanting to travel. Hey, there's nothing wrong with thinking about yourself. I'm not saying you should act like a monk or something, thinking about others or about things outside yourself all the time. No, but don't take it to the extreme where you don't want any responsibilities in life, You don't want to care about anybody other than yourself, and you still want to receive. You still expect a man at the end of the journey. It's like, what the hell, man? And finally, I'm gonna end with this thought. Have you thought that maybe people are concerned about you? That all these men that are telling you that if you continue down this path, you will end up single and that you're gonna end up miserable. Have you thought that they don't hate you personally, but rather hate the path you've chosen? That maybe they are concerned about you? Because hey, if I had a daughter and she made this crap TikTok, I will have a conversation with her. And I will tell her, look, even if you want to be a self-absorbed a-hole, doing this will not result in good things for you, okay? Going down this path has never led anyone to happiness. If all you care about is happiness, then don't do this, because this doesn't lead to happiness. Being a self-absorbed narcissist doesn't lead to happiness, even if everything is at your fingertips, all right? Even if you have everything you need in your reach, you're not going to be happy if all you do is care about yourself and try to escape from responsibility all the time. But well, gentlemen, I'm sure you know this, all right? Rant over. Holy hell, man. I'm so tired of this ideology that is ruining societies, that is intoxicating, especially women, because they have even more options than men. Some men as well, but especially women. I'm so tired of it, of this endless pursuit of happiness. It's all about happiness. Hey, you stupid morons. Consider that happiness is a complex thing. Okay, it's not the most basic where, oh, if I think about myself all the time, I'm gonna be happy. No, it doesn't work like that. What are you, stupid or something? Holy hell, man. But enough about that, gentlemen. Enough about that. Let's move on to my favorite woman on the channel. And I'm not saying that ironically. I like this woman. Now, sadly, she has a high body count. You've seen her on the channel. She's been one time, and I said I like her. I like her because she's cold and efficient and intelligent. She really is. But she gets some things wrong. So let's have a discussion about it. Let's check her out. Let's see what she has to say. And let's have a dialogue with her and with you, gentlemen.
So I posted a video about how this guy that I talked to in like a loosely friendship way was telling me that a high-level man who has his shit together and a good job and all the things would never want to date me because I bring those same skills to the table. And man, did the men not disappoint in my comments. Okay? Because now I have more to talk about. So a lot of the men were like, absolutely, because all men want to do is provide, and they don't want you to provide. Like, you need to be the yin to their yang. You need to provide them with things that they can't provide. See, this is the lie that they've told us for a long time, okay? Because we can see that women, now that we're allowed to buy property, we're buying most of the property. Men can't really provide that. Some of them can. But then it's not even guaranteed that if they were to die before their wife, that they would even have that property transferred into the wife's name. So what are you providing exactly? Also, when a wife doesn't work, she's not building up her retirement. And if the man dies before her and didn't really have much to offer, past his death, then she's kind of fucked. Plus, she's going to have to get a job with no work experience. What are you providing us? Ownership? Because that's what it sounds like. If a man is threatened by his female partner working and having her own money, that's a little fucking sus.
I'm going to stop it right here, just to say that men are not threatened. They are concerned, which is an absolutely natural thing to do. Because, yes, women disrespect men who earn less, and they respect them less. They check out how the majority of the divorces are initiated by women who have degrees or have money, or oftentimes both, right? Because they think that they are more independent, they respect their men less, they have more options, they don't need the man, and with having options and not needing a specific man, they can just jump around from one thing to another, right? So men should absolutely be concerned about that. It's not because it's not because we take it as a race or something in which, oh, I have to make more money than her. But hey, look, here's the thing: if your wife makes more than you, she's probably not going to respect you in the same way. You lose your job, your wife is probably not going to respect you in the same way. And look, I don't want to be mean, okay? I know that there are a lot of people around who the wife goes to work and the husband stays home for whatever reason. I mean, if your legs are broken as a man and you have to stay home, I don't want you to think that your wife is going to leave you in the moment. But hey, just know that a lot of the times that's what happens, all right? It comes down to the woman and to what her priorities are. But it's just a fact that the majority of women, they respect men who earn more than them more, right? And that's a fact. And look, we have a problem here because for a long time, women used to get married to men and men will provide for them. And men will make efforts to, even if they pass away, for that woman to have enough to survive. So they will, leave the house or whatever income they have to the woman, or they will, this is what the ring's purpose is. You buy a ring showing that you're investing money in that woman, and that if you're not going to run away tomorrow because you've gifted this ring to her. So even if you run away or you pass away, she has that ring that she can sell and get some money. That's the whole reason for it in the first place. And now we have this problem where women wanted to work and have their own resources, but they still want men to be traditional. And men don't want to be in that situation where I have to be a traditional man and invest so much money into you, but you can get to divorce me tomorrow for no reason at all. Men don't want to do that, so we have a problem here of trying to mix the old-fashioned way of living with the new modern independent era. Notice how many problems arise. Now let's continue, guys.
Then I had some men talking about how, my problem is that I view housework and child rearing and all those things as slave labor in regards to if I was married to a man who wanted me to be a stay-at-home mom. That is slave labor, especially if I'm working. And the men are just going to come home and never clean, never mow the yard, and never help with the kids. That's part of life. Like, if you're single, if you're a single dad, you're going to need to do all that. All of that, the cooking, the cleaning, the shopping, the working, the child rearing. So would you not want a partner to split that with you? And also help you financially? Apparently men don't want that. They want a slave, because that's all I'm hearing. And so yes, I see that in a negative light. Men are really fine with living in filth. They are.
Well, she continues. It's a little strange how when you expect men to help you with labor around the house, that is somehow necessary. But when men expect you to help them with labor, that is slavery, right? I'm not your mother. I don't have to do these things for you. I'm not expected to do all these things, yet I expect you to do them. It's a little double standard there.
Yes, I see that in a negative light. Men are really fine with living in filth. They are really fine with that. Okay? Which is disgusting. Why? I have a new rule. God forbid I ever decide that I want to sleep with a man again. We're not doing it at my house. I'm going to his house. And I'm going to assess that house before I let his filth inside me. Because if his house is filthy, he's filthy. And because most of the time, men won't even allow you into their space. They come to your space. They keep their space separate because they don't want to actually have to clean or do anything to impress you. That's disgusting. So it just frustrates me to no end, because this is really how it is. And it actually took me a lot longer than it should have to realize this, and to remember that I have always been happiest single, like single, not even getting none. I have always been happiest in that way of life than I am when I am dating or in a relationship, or even one night standing people, because that even comes with a slew of concerns and things to stress about after.
And this is how the quote-unquote studies on the happiest demographic on earth come to be. It's by people who they simply cannot get commitment. They cannot get a relationship. It always fails for them. They always make the wrong decisions, and then they end up saying, "Oh, I'm the happiest when I'm single." You know, the happiest demographic on earth, guys. Single, childless women. Not because they are happy, not because they don't cry themselves to sleep or make 10-minute long videos trying to understand why men won't stick with them. It's because they simply find it easier to live alone, not care about anyone, and spend all their money on themselves.
Like, it is just crazy. And then you have those men. I actually know a lot of these men who are like, well, the way you talk about partnering with a man, you don't ever bring up love. Love is the backbone, the cornerstone, the most important. No, it's not. Love is a choice. And you know what's going to show me that that man loves me? He is going to clean the house after he's been at work. He's going to help me cook. He's not going to expect me to have a bunch of his fucking kids. He's going to respect me and my body. He's going to respect my home. Like,
no. I won't respect your body. Neither should anyone else. Because you yourself don't respect your body. Like, this woman, guys, been on so many situationships. And look, I can appreciate this woman. She's intelligent. You can really see she's coping a little, but she's genuinely trying to understand the reason why she's single. I really appreciate this woman. But I'm like, if nobody should respect your body, you don't respect your body at all. She's been on so many situationships. She's been with so many people, giving it out for free. And now what? We should come in and view her body as something special, something unique. I mean, guys, okay, riddle me this, women. The high school toilet, is it something unique and special, or is it something filthy and common? Answer me that, think about the reason why, and then tell me why we should respect your body.
like, things that men don't do. It's not transactional. Helping people get their shit done is a way of showing that you love them. It's not all about physical touch and gift giving.
Yeah, nice logic. So tell me, why should a man feel loved by you when you say that he's not entitled to you having his effing children? He's not entitled to expecting any help from you. Only he is allowed to help you get your stuff done. Like, this woman contradicts herself in the same breath, and she doesn't realize it. She wants a man who loves her, yet she is incapable of loving other people because she doesn't think about them. She only thinks about herself.
That's a poor man's game. Words of affirmation. I don't need you to tell me that I'm pretty, babes. I know. If that's all you have to bring to show me that you love me, then get the fuck out. Like, please. So, love has nothing to do with partnership. I mean, it does, but it is not the end-all be-all. I don't give a fuck if you love me. How are you enriching my life? In fact, I don't even think that love is real, if I'm being honest. Love is a chemical reaction in your brain. It's kind of like a drug addiction.
Man, I gotta say, I really appreciate this woman. I just like how cold she is. I like cold people, alright? And she's cold and efficient, and I love it. But guys, don't get me wrong. This woman, massive red flag, alright? You don't want to be involved with this woman. She's good from afar, but far from good. She's really far from good. Like, this woman will absolutely ruin your life, alright? But I don't know, there's just something about being so cold that I respect. But there's where it ends. But leave me your thoughts, guys. What do you think about her? Not as a dating option, alright? I don't want the comment section to be full of insults. Just as, I don't know. Imagine she's a character from a video game or something.
Love can be a choice in the actions that you do to make your partner's life better. And that's a choice that men don't make. So men are so disappointing. And I'm disappointed that I dated them and entertained them for so long, mostly because I was bored and lonely, but like, I'd rather be that.
Can I just ask you, gentlemen, what's the difference between the boredom and loneliness she felt, let's say, 5-10 years ago, and now? Because now supposedly she's really happy, she's not bored, she's not lonely, but 5 to 10 years ago she was. What's the difference? What happened? Nothing happened. She just started to cope. That's it, guys. Nothing changed. She's not suddenly happy and fulfilled and feeling productive and ready to pass away because she's accomplished everything in life she wants. No, it's just she started coping, all right? So many years of being single and bored and miserable and sad have led to her trying to rationalize that in her brain. It's a coping mechanism. It's a defensive mechanism. And this is where we get the happiest demographic on earth. They're not happy. They're absolutely miserable and sad, all right? They're not happy. Jeez, I'm so fed up with these research finds. Happiest demographic on earth are single, childless women who have a lot of trauma and have went through 300 bad relationships, not able to make one stick. Like, get out of here, man. They're not happy. You can see it, gentlemen. And they often expose that to the world by making 10-minute long videos talking about how they don't understand why they are single. I mean, hey, if you are that happy, why do you make these TikToks? If you are so happy, why don't you go and be happy, right? When I'm happy, I don't make 10-minute videos trying to understand something and thinking about it all day. But let's continue now.
Then be with a man. And all of the awful sexual encounters that I have endured. Like, for what? For what? Because it was not a man who helped me buy my home. It's actually never really been a man who's helped me get a good job either. Actually, I can say with 100% certainty, it has never been a man who has helped me get a good job. I paid for my education and did my education all on my own. Like, most of the shit in the house that I own, I bought that for myself. Okay, the way that I have learned about health and what I need to be healthy and beautiful, also did that on my own.
Notice how she instinctively, by her own nature, expects a man to do that. She's citing all of that, gentlemen, as if it's an accomplishment. And for women it is, because they weren't supposed to do that, right? I mean, guys, whatever you're watching, I can guarantee you that most of the things in your house, up to 90%, have been bought by you. Maybe you have a 10% bought by your mother, your father, some friend gifted you something. But most men, they buy everything. They pay for their studies. They find their jobs. They buy their houses, all right? This is not a flex for men. You don't go around and say, oh, you know, the things I have in my house, my girlfriend didn't pay for them. This is not a flex. So notice how, why don't you think that this is normal? Aren't you equal to men? Aren't you independent and you get to work? Hey, you're earning the same money, right? Well, why is this a flex? Why are you flexing with this? Because she instinctively knows that this is not the way it was supposed to be. Because she desires for a man to step in, provide, take care of her, protect her. This is what she wants. Yet she cannot admit it to herself.
Men actually only ever set me back. So it's just funny to me that they gripe about all these things because they're really just proving my point. And then that same dude who told me that a man with the qualities that I have would never want to date me then proceeds to say, wait, so you're just done with men? And I'm like, 110. He's like, you're not even going to do one-night stands anymore? I'm like, why would I? I said, when I want to sleep with men, when I want to date them, it's actually a symptom of me being mentally ill. If you look back through history, the only times I've engaged in such behavior is when I feel like my world is falling apart and basically I'm throwing a huge temper tantrum. And I'm trying to distract myself or self-harm by being with men. So now that I'm doing better.
Let me make a little correction. It's not by being with men. It's by, not valuing your body. That's the tantrum she's throwing. It's not, if you were to be with one man, it wouldn't be throwing a tantrum. And that's the reason why you will never be with just one man. Because what you want to do is devalue your body. All right. A lot of these women that are sleeping around, they really have a really low self-esteem. They have a lot of mental problems, and that's the way they manifest it, by sleeping around and trashing themselves. And interestingly enough, tattoos have been proven to have a similar effect. Not all tattoos, but a lot of people that get tattoos, it's because they want to sort of corrupt their bodies, you know? And what I'm saying may sound absolutely nuts to you, but you can Google it. There are some studies done that are quite interesting on that. But going back to the point, these women, guys, they literally want to trash themselves, all right? It's a mental state. This is why having a high body count is like probably the biggest red flag of them all. It just speaks of a very, very, very poor mental state that comes along with 1,000 other red flags. But now let's continue.
I don't want to do that anymore. Like, it's gross to me. And he said, well, what about being lonely? What about needs? Like, that's going to cause illness. Loneliness is an illness. I'm like, for y'all. I'm like, but like, I'm not really lonely. Like, I have friends, I have family, I have my pets. I'm not lonely.
Here's the problem, guys. These women think that being lonely is good, but only because they, you know, they compare it to the other lifestyle that they have that is devaluing themselves and being an S3X doll. This is why they think that being single is better and it makes them happy. If you were to compare being single to having an actual healthy relationship, it wouldn't even be close. It's not even close. Having friends, family, pets, all that, it's good. But it's in no way better to having the same things, but with a partner, alright? And I'm actually sad about these women, because if only they were to realize, if only you could put them in a healthy relationship for 1 month to change the whole worldview, they will be so much better. Now, of course, you can't do that. Even if God himself appoints the perfect person for these women, they will just sabotage the relationship and they wouldn't feel good in it, because mentally they're not ready for that and they're not prepared for that. But man, it's really sad, because these women were so close to actually making it, you know, to actually figuring what life is all about. And life is not about being single, all right? Being single sometimes is the lesser evil. But for people like this who are absolutely capable of succeeding, it's just sad to see them go down this path of self-destruction and self-absorption.
Not like y'all are when you don't have a woman. I was like, and as for bedroom needs, listen, Amazon has things that can get me there that a man could not even rival. Actually, even without that, I can just do it better, the old-fashioned way, better than a man could. I don't really need it. I don't need it like men do. He told me that I was sexist. And I said, no. He told me that because he said, well, you know, people who are married live longer. I'm like, no, men who are partnered live longer. Women who are partnered do not live longer. Single women live longer. And so he told me I was sexist.
That is just not true. It's just not true. I know with this woman. Okay, if you thought, Hidan, what about that? Guys, it's just not true. I don't know where this woman is pulling off all this data. But that is definitely not the case, right? Let's continue.
Sexist. I was like, I'm not a sexist. That's statistics. Like, I just feel like a veil has been lifted off of my eyes because of TikTok and because of my dealings with men.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, I'm over it, you guys.
The TikTok ends right here, guys, and just so sad. This one has so much potential. Could have been so much more, but honestly, last time I did a video about her, she wasn't that bad. Like, holy crap, it's been a few months, and this woman has went down this path, and she's more self-centered than before. Like, all the copium is having its effect. I'm sad to state, guys. Maybe next time I cover her, she's gonna be, I don't know, blue haired or something like this, you know? It's so sad, gentlemen. So sad about this woman. She had so much potential, and honestly, she's one of the most intelligent women I've covered on the channel. Even though most of the things she said were wrong, guys. On last video I did about her, she was correct about most of it, yeah? but she's starting to degrade, sadly enough. You know, guys, post-edit note. I was checking this woman's profile to get the thumbnails and all that, and actually it turns out she's a single mother. So maybe I did overestimate this woman's intelligence. Not only that, but she's a single mother, body count in the triple digits. She's getting a tattoo done recently, you know, all that. It's like, maybe, guys, I overestimated this woman's intelligence. I acknowledge that. I made a mistake. I thought she was more intelligent, but hey, if you're that intelligent, you're a divorced, single mother, triple-digit body count, getting all the tattoos done, sleeping around with multiple men. I don't think an intelligent person gets to do that. You can be intelligent and misguided or lost or something, but the moment you do so many mistakes and all your life is mistake after mistake, hey, maybe you're not that intelligent at all. And this is the type of life that these women who say that they are single compare to, right? They say, oh, being single is so happy. Well, yes, if you compare it to being a divorced single mother who sleeps around with everyone, yes, being single is definitely better than that. But having a healthy relationship, again, is way better, way better than being single. And all these women could achieve that. It's just they haven't. So, gentlemen, what do you think about this video? A bit of a longer one, a bit of a, you know, me ranting for a long time, only one TikTok, really long. So thank you, appreciate it if you've stayed till the end. I hope it was interesting for you. I hope you enjoyed it. So leave me your thoughts down below, and I'll be happy to see you next time. Thanks for sticking around with me and Ampu. Bye.